G.I. Joe Junkie here, back with another video. This is the 1982 Snake Eyes version 1 straight arm. As you can see, his arms are completely straight. They don't have the swivel area that all other versions after 1982 ended up getting. Now, when I was a kid, I was lucky enough to get him. I believe it was around 1984. My mom bought me him as my first G.I. Joe. It was at the Van Nuys Toys R Us in California. And I absolutely fell in love with G.I. Joes because of this character. Now, he's in pretty good condition. His limbs are completely tight. His arms are completely tight. He's basically never played with. He doesn't have any dings, dents, paint loss, anything. His head is a little loose, but I found with all these 1982 releases, the heads were all loose. They only had left to right motion. They did not swivel up and down at all. Now, his body's made up with about, I don't know, 10 to 12 different recycled body molds, arm molds, crotch molds, leg molds, everything. The only thing that's different about him is his head. He was basically made because it was just cheaper for a black plastic character, and Snake Eyes is what was born of it. And he is probably the best G.I. Joe next to Scarlet, I think, in that first line that came out in 1982. Now, I brought out the 1985 Snake Eyes, which I believe is the best G.I. Joe probably ever made, in my opinion, just to show the comparison to the two. You can see that there was a lot more detail put into the 1985 version than the 1982. They went and made him the full commando slash ninja in the 1985 version, where in the 1982 version, he was more, what I believe is based off the SAS Pally Toys of 1982, and with Red Baron and the rest of them. He looks exactly like the mold, just there's not as much articulation or anything else, but the design is pretty dang similar. Now, I bought him on eBay about 2 years ago for Christmas. I got him when I was basically reconstructing my G.I. Joe collection, and he is the first Joe that I picked up when I began doing that. I did get his det pack. It's in good condition. Little slight bend, you know, where it's the band where it holds, but it's not bad. I do have, let's see if we can focus, yes, his gun. It does have slight wear on the handle, and it does have the end piece. It's a little bit bent, but I don't want to really mess with it to try to bend it back into perfect shape. The gun does fit in his arm or his hand. I have found with a lot of the G.I. Joes that I've been collecting, about only 50% of them can actually use their weapons. You can usually tell when you buy a used Joe, because the weapon will already have hand wear, hand damage on the handle. I do have like this Dusty over here. His gun looks brand new. I can't get his main machine gun into his hand. I can put his pistol into his hand. I don't ever try to force it on vintage Joes because I don't want to break them. I spend enough on these. I don't want to have to replace an arm or a hand because I broke a thumb off. If it looks like it's not going to go in, I don't force it anymore, especially now after I broke Zartan's foot trying to put him on that Hasbro-made G.I. Joe stand. That was fun. Now, I did not get the file card with him. I have been looking for the file card probably over the past 2 years. The cheapest one I've seen is about $40. I can't really justify spending $40 on a file card when I can pick up something like this back behind you, 2000 Snake Eyes Storm Shadow mint on card for $32 with shipping. I'd rather pick up something like that than pick up a file card, unless I can find it at a good price. I'm really not going to worry about it too much for this guy. I do love the Snake Eyes. He's probably my third favorite Snake Eyes. Version 2 is my favorite. Version 3 is my second favorite. I have not been able to pick up a version 3 yet. I've been debating actually if I should pick it up already opened, if I should pick it up mint on card, because I have seen some floating around mint on card for about $200 with messed up cards, and that's something I always look for. Card shape does not matter to me. I just want the mint never played with Joe. So today, this is the showcase of Snake Eyes version 1 straight arm 1982. I am on the lookout for a 1.5 version with the swivel arm. Haven't seen one at a good enough price lately to pick up and justify spending like another $180 on the same character, and they're not even in that good a condition. I believe this one is probably more rare than the 1.5 version, just because people weren't quite getting into Joe's yet in 82, and it blew up in 83 and 84, and by then he was already getting hard to find because they had already released the swivel arm motion with the rest of them. I am your G.I. Joe junkie. I love doing these videos. I hope to see you guys later, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.